Every time I do this, every time I hit stream, I'm just delighted that it works. It was quite the anomaly. Anomaly? Yeah. I woke up at 9:30 in the morning, and as someone who regularly gets up at like 5:30 in the morning throughout the week, very rarely on weekends am I sleeping in. I actually set an alarm for today's live, like to wake up because I was like, I don't think I'm gonna do it naturally, but I did. I did. I did not sleep in today. Just the usual brow stuff. The Alicia brow pomade in clear. I really don't have any like new stories to regale. I haven't done much. I've been busy this week, but I also feel like I haven't done haven't done much. I haven't done much. So I'll have stories next time I live stream for sure. For sure, for sure. Today, all I can report to you is that Riot at 11 years old is as healthy as she can be. No extenuating health issues, just normal old dog stuff. Who's having their coffee of the day? I already finished mine. I blew through it. We're going to talk about the collection that Andromeda did with Rituel de Fille, the Amaranthine collection, which is all purple. I pulled out stuff to do some comparison swatches. Um, about a week ago, I was saying to Tiff, I was like, oh, I don't want to wish summer away. And then this week, today, I'm feeling like I'm ready for fall. It has been a hot summer, but it's also been a particularly gloomy summer here in Pittsburgh. Like it has been, I can't prove, I've not like looked it up if we've gotten more rain here than usual. It definitely feels that way. Like it just felt so sad this summer. Real summer bummer. I mean just like the and like the rain. It's just been so raining. And then the other thing I thought we could do, since everyone's always asking, everyone's always asking about Rituel de Fille, we can use mostly Ritual Defeat today. So we're gonna start with this. I know I already used this on one of my more recent lives, but this is the Creature of Light from Ritual Defeat, and I have Moonlit Creature. I'm just gonna use that all over the face. So I've recently fallen back in love with the Auric Glow Lust after I used it last week, and I've done my makeup like 4 or 5 times this week, which is more than a usual week for me. And I used it as a primer every time after I used it on the live because it looked so good. I don't know how good mine is even, my original Glow Lust, because it's like 4 years old at this point. It's so funny. I feel like the one thing I have way too many of is primers, face primers. But I love my face primers. I feel differently about all of them, but I love them all. And now I want to use Glow Lust all the time. Okay, for ooh, I did color correct. I'm gonna color correct. I keep forgetting that that's a step I do, and I'll try to skip it, and then I'll be really unhappy with the way my makeup looks. Although I think I'm almost done with this one because I've been like scraping the sides of it, the exit color corrector, and it just seems like I'm gonna start flying through color corrector. That's gonna be the new thing, as I'm gonna be annoyed by re-upping on color corrector all the time. But then the Kosas. I'm not gonna put it under my eyes. I put it under my eyes last week, and I think it really messed up my concealer, which was the Victoria Beckham concealer, and I use that all the time. It looked so bad at the end of the day last week, which is very unlike it. But that formulation, like that particular container of concealer, I guess is getting up there in age. So maybe it is also going bad. I hope nothing's going wrong with the stream because we're very quiet this morning, which is fine. But I'm also quiet. I got nothing. Now that that's handled, I'm going to use the Ritual de Fille Sorcery Concealer in the shade Spell 111. And I'm going to use that as my foundation, but I'm not going to use it under my eyes because I don't really love it under my eyes. One thing I do love about applying things all over my face with a doe foot is that my hands don't get dirty. I don't have to worry about the brush either. What a stupid thing to have a preference on. Okay, and then I'm going to use the Victoria Beckham on my under eyes. And then we're going to use Omen to contour. Hello. Focus, 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 focus. I feel like I'm going through Omen a lot faster than I went through Intuition, but I also feel like I used a lot. I've been contouring a lot more in a lot more places, especially since I started shaving my face. Okay, now what we've came here for, what we're here to talk about, Andromeda's collab. We'll start with, well, I'm going to use them as cheek products, but I think you can kind of use them wherever, like their lips, eyes, cheeks. The Interglow Cream Pigments from Rituel, well, we already know they're from Rituel de Fille, but from the collab. So there's two that Andromeda did. This one is called Aster. Hello. Hello? Can people see me now? Could you not see me before? Is anyone even here? Okay, hold on. I'm gonna wait a second. Okay. Okay, I was like, where is everyone? Why is no one talking to me? I'm like asking questions and no one is responding in chat. My bad. Luckily, I did record all of the part that I was saying before, but there wasn't much. Hi. Good morning. So I was like, just something feels wrong. Not that I have a million people who watch my streams. It's just like, there should be someone. Should be someone. Okay. Not that you've missed much, but it's all been recorded too. So, in case you were curious, but let me get you caught up on what I was talking about. And I was just talking about some of the stuff from the collection, and I said, let me just make sure they can see this. You're on time. I'm late. Who can be sure? Who can be sure? Who can be sure? It's me. I'm the problem. It's me. I was just talking about the Interglow Cream Pigments. So there are two shades. Andromeda's last collab, the Videscent collab that they did with Rituel de Fille, was a highlighter, a lipstick, and an eyeshadow. This one is two Interglow Cream Pigments. I would say they're blushes, but they say you can use them all over your face, on your lips, or whatever. I tend to not really like multi-use products like that, but you could use it that way if you wanted to. That's just not how I'm going to be using them. So we have Aster, which is this one right here. And then we also have Ironweed, which is this one right here. And here's what I'm going to say so far. As you can tell, Aster is quite light and has a lot of gray in it. And it can pull like gray. I don't want to say ashy on me, but it can pull gray on me, which is quite the feat because very few things pull gray on me. So I really like it. But my recommendation is, unless you are like corpsey and pale and like that corpsey pale look, this one might not be for you. This one is a little more universal, Ironweed. It doesn't feel like it has like a strong base to it. It feels like it applies more like a sheer jelly. It's weird how it applies because I wasn't sure I was gonna like this shade because I don't typically like purple blushes, like straightforward purple blushes, but I do really like this one. I think this one's a little more universal and more pleasing. This was like where Andromeda got very specific. That's how it feels to me. And not that they're both not specific, but this, you don't find this in many places, which is really cool that we have that here. These have a little bit of a sheen in them, which is the first time the brand has done that. Not sparkly sheen, just like a glow from within a sheen. And I also have Omen on my face, which is another Interglow cream pigment. I did contour before I actually hit go live. So Aster is on top and Ironweed is on the bottom. And so they, for whatever reason, whenever I'm filming, like when I'm doing the live streams, like getting too close to the camera really blows things out and they can't figure it out. So you can see back here, those are what those two look like. So I grabbed some other blushes that I feel like have a similar vibe that you might be familiar with. So I pulled out a couple of Phytosurgence blushes. I pulled out Wisp, Condensate, and Plume. So I think Plume is going to be like maybe the closest to Aster. I think it's going to have a little more, well, we'll have to look at it together and decide together what we think. I also grabbed two powder blushes that I think are worth comparing. And yes, I'm doing it on the hairy back of my hand, mostly because I don't want to get up. Aster, Ironweed, both from the Rituel de Fille collab. And then we have Plume, Condensate, and Wisp is on the bottom. Wisp is a little bit close. A little bit, but not entirely close to Ironweed. But it has a little more warmth to it. These are decidedly cool tones, though. And yeah, I would say like Plume and Condensate, like they have more pink in them, I would guess is what we would say. It's like there's more pink in them. This is just like decidedly a very desaturated, very light purple. And then just for comparison's sake, I pulled out two shades from Singe that I don't know the name of off the top of my head, but I do have two of them. There's like the more purple one that I don't know the name of, and then the weird one. The weird one that I really like that also can kind of pull gray on my skin. It definitely has more sheen. The Singe ones have way more sheen than the ones from Rituel de Fille. But I would say that this one right here is maybe the closest we've gotten to Aster up here. I don't have the shade Desire, so I couldn't compare it for you, but I believe that Andromeda, they've sent it to me, but I think they might have posted it as well to show a comparison between some of the other Inner Glow cream pigments. So you could see that. But I have tried Desire before, and it's not far off from Condensate, which is right here. And so Aster's up here, Condensate's right here. And they were really close. Raisin does sound right. What, raisin something? I don't remember. They're all like vegetables and fruits, I feel. Like the blushes from Singe, they have like fruity names. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply Aster first, and we're going to take a look at it. And then I'm going to layer Ironweed on top of it. And I don't think that layering them really inhibits you from seeing what Ironweed looks like. But maybe if you're really concerned about that, oh no, it's loading, it's buffering. I've messed up everything this morning. Aster. We'll apply this one to my right cheek, and then we'll apply Ironweed to the other one. Not me rolling my eyes, because I was... And unfortunately, my worst feature is that I will roll my eyes while I'm thinking. And it doesn't mean anything about what you've said. It just means I'm thinking. Try to look into my brain for the answer, for the solution. And I will say, I have noticed in my lives, like the colors don't look perfect. Like you're not going to get something super color accurate with the live, but I think you can get the idea. Likeable Lychee and Fearless Faye. Thank you. Thank you for answering that. As you can see, this is really fair. I'm really trying to like build it up to really get it to show on camera for you. But you can see that sheen in it, and you can see how it could look gray. It could easily go that way. So I think anyone who's afraid of looking that way would like this one. I like it because I'm not as corpsey as some people on the internet, but I do like leaning into that. And when I wore it with a bronzer underneath, which I'm not today, I felt like it made it more wearable on my cheek, just in case anyone wants some opinions about how to wear it. That's kind of the vibe I've been feeling with it so far. For Ironweed. This one is obviously a lot more present on my skin. It is obviously darker, but I don't know. Sometimes I feel like with purple, when it like lives too much in the realm of like a berry with red in it, I don't really like it. This feels like it's coming off as more of a true purple than something that was like pretending to be purple and then was more pink or more red. But yeah, I don't feel like little berry princess when I put this one on, which was what I was fearing whenever I first saw it in the pan. I mean, I'm gonna wear Aster more, but I still really like this as well. I have a 10-year-old lipstick from Essence. See, my understanding is that like cool tones are really in for like the early 2010s. And then like Modern Renaissance made everything like warm and orange. We called it neutral. And I wish we could go back to the time where they were still making cool tones. I still, even though like there has been a slight swing toward cool tones, I don't think it's been strong enough to really like resonate on a mass scale. They're not putting enough blue in these cool tones, let me tell you. I am going to apply another Rituel de Fille product. This is not from the collab. This is the shade Ghostlight in their Rare Light Luminizer. Perhaps Andromeda didn't do a highlighter this time because Rituel de Fille has quite a few like purple leaning highlighters. So it wouldn't have felt as like unique as like the green one that they did last year or 2 years ago. The cool tone Renaissance can't come fast enough, thank God. Oh, please God. I'm with you. I'm really with you. That was the blushes. Now I'm going to powder my face and then we'll do the other stuff. You know, I need to start eating breakfast later on Sunday mornings so that I'm not hungry in the middle of my stream, which has been the constant. And it's a problem that I've clocked and I can fix. Will I? Oh, you know what I'll use instead because everything's kind of purple? I'm going to use a lavender powder. So sneak peek to everyone who's a Patreon member. I finally got around to filming my Yes Style haul try on. And I have a purple powder. It's from Juicy. And it's their translucent blurring loose powder in light lavender. We're here, we're trying new things on this stream, which is not what I usually do. How fun, once I finally get here, how fun. The worst is when they say something is taupe and it's straight orange. Didn't Hung Van Gogh just... I saw an announcement of his first eyeshadow. No, not... I don't know what it is, actually. It looked like an eyeshadow palette, but it looked longer than his other ones. And it was like something about taupe, and there was like straight up like orange browns in there. And I said, that's not taupe. That's not taupe. We really... It's like what we did with mauve. We need to rein it in with taupe. We're lying about what taupe is. Well, then, if it's an all-neutral eyeshadow palette, then it shouldn't be called, like, taupe or whatever it was. I swear it had the name taupe in the title, but maybe I'm wrong. The lavender powder does look lovely. What I'm learning, because I also tried another Asian beauty, I don't know which demographic it is actually from, they're very matte. That is like the one thing I have found with the Asian beauty powders is, like, they're matte in a way that I was not expecting. But I do like it. This one is definitely more translucent, or maybe perhaps the purple works better on my skin, but it doesn't look as apparently purple as this Wet n Wild one looks apparently pink, which I don't have a problem with. I have some pink undertones in my skin, so that doesn't bother me. Oh, look at these chambers. Oh, I think we're gonna be so done so soon. Look. And I'm powdering everywhere except for where I put the highlighter. Because the highlighters from Rituel de Fille, they're creams and they don't really set. And if you put powder on them, nothing bad happens, but they do like dull their shine a little bit, which I don't want. I'm not going to call it an empty. I still see powder, but after a certain point, especially with how stupid their filter system is, with it being like Givenchy G's, it's like sometimes hard to get the rest out of there. And I don't think I can get the stop. Like, I don't think that's a stopper. I think that's built in. You're welcome. It only took me... When did this get discontinued? Like 3 years ago? It only took me 3 years to finish it, and I had it before. I had it before that. Just want to say, since we're talking about Ritual de Fille products, I did put Andromeda's affiliate code in the description box, and it is affiliated for them. I don't have an affiliate link or a code to Ritual de Fille, so if you want to support them beyond also buying the collab, if you are intending on buying the collab, that's a good way to support them, and you save 10%, I believe. Let's move on to eyeshadow. I'm going to prime my eyes with the Ulta Matte Veil Primer. Next, we're going to use an Ashen Ember eye set. I've said this before about them, but in case you don't know my thoughts on the Ashen Ember eye sets, I really like them. They're very, like, sultry kind of eyeshadows. They don't really have the best longevity on my eyes. They last about, like, 4 hours before they start really creasing. And depending on the shade, sometimes, like, the lighter shades can, like, sort of disappear on my eyelids, but I still like them. I don't find them incredibly fussy, but if you are looking for, like, super permanent eyeshadow, this might not be for you, but if you like that like slinky night out kind of look with your darker eyeshadows, I think the darker ones are worth it. I even like the lighter ones too. It's just, they don't have the best longevity on my eyes. I know we're talking about backups last week. I have stopped buying them, but I'm holding on to a Givenchy powder backup and I will not let her go. I mean, I know a lot of people have backups of that particular powder because especially content creators have kept it around just to compare every new formulation to it. But I think the real problem is, and the reason that you're not going to find a good backup to it, like a good alternative to that powder, is it got reformulated to take the talc out, and so is everything else. Like everything is getting the talc taken out of it. And I think a part of the reason that that particular version of that powder works well is because it had talc in it. You're allowed to not want talc in your products. I just wish it didn't mean that all of the options for people who are willing to use talc got taken away from us. Hey, let's look at Amethyst. This is the Amber and Ash eye set. And this one I would say is a lot darker than the olivine shade that they did together in the Videscent collection. This has more of like a stronger black base to it. It's still a sheer black base. It just adds a little bit of shadow underneath the purple, and it's really gorgeous. It's like how I would how I would want a layered look if I was doing like a sheer purple on top of black. This is what I would want it to look like. So I'm going to swatch it for you. The purple shimmers in here are really pretty. And sometimes it looks like there's maybe like little flecks of gold, but it doesn't do too much. Maybe just like brings out more of the purple. There's that one Cleona shade that I really like that I can't think of the name of right now that has like a black purple base with gold on top. It kind of has, it doesn't look like that shade, but it has like a similar vibe. I think the purple and gold are really like playing off one another, if you can see that in there. And then I also pulled out some things to swatch against it, but I definitely don't have anything that looks like this just right out by itself. I know Angie said she found a way to reformulate her eyeshadows to comply with the new talc rules and not ruin performance. So I'm hoping there's a way to do it in the future for face products. I don't really care as much about talc being in my eyeshadows. It is like more of like, as someone who has oily skin, it's like the talc seems to do a better job than the alternatives they found for it. Like, I think the rice starch being the substitute, that is normally better for me and my skin than whatever the other thing that they use is that I can't think of off the top of my head. I'll use it when I'm done with my current one. Yes, you're right. That's the thing to do to make it worth it. I don't care if it's aging. I'll be using it when it's time. It's a powder. It's going to be fine. You're gonna, in fact, I'll be curious how smelly it is when you open it because it's a very fragrant product. I think the thing that I have that might be closest to it is from Chantecaille. It's not going to be even close. This is the Pangolin shade. Well, I swear to God, this shade looks purple when I wear it next to Amethyst. It's like not purple at all. Similar vibes. It's like the lighter sister to Amethyst. Still has purple vibes in it, but also has that gold sheen, I feel like, to pull out some of the purple and rose gold vibes it has in it. And then I also wanted to pull out another purple Ash and Ember Ice. It's gracious. But this one is a lot lighter, even in the pan. It's like not going to be even close. But I just wanted to pull it out in case you were curious about how close they were. But they don't look close online either. But I think it's worth showing. So that's Flora. And Flora, whenever I put it on my eyelids, it very rarely even looks that dark. It's normally just like a light sheer sheen of purple on my eyes. Asian brands do make a lot of powders with talc in them, and that was something I was excited to see whenever I was shopping. I don't know if that lavender powder I just used has talc in it, but I think the other powder I bought does. And then I pulled out one more thing, and this is from Phytosurgeons. It's Chilled Cherry. I figured that was worth swatching next to it. This is also going to look very different, but I think worth it for comparison's sake. And I think depth-wise, it's definitely the closest, but you can see the red in this Chilled Cherry, because whenever I first encountered Chilled Cherry, I like didn't understand why it was called that, but it definitely looks more cherry, not like vibrant red cherry, but like real cherry compared to that. So that's all I had in my collection that I thought was close. I even looked at my palettes. I didn't have anything close to that. So, there you go. One more look. I don't understand the removal of talc. Not all of it's contaminated. You know what I think it is? Well, I think there are people who have had issues with talc, the bad version of talc, and now talc has a bad reputation because of that. But also, right now, at least in the United States, you could get sick from eating lettuce. And whenever they fix that problem, no one's going to be like, we can't eat lettuce anymore ever. There's something really weird about cosmetics and whenever they get associated with like drugs, which is it feels like what's happening in America. It's just like, but I know it's like EU stuff that we're really talking about right now. Yeah, it just feels like one bad thing happens and then it's like none of you get any of that anymore, and now we're all punished. I'm gonna use my fingers. The other day I did it with a brush. The only thing is, even with their new design of this, where's the one? I have the old design. I don't know, the hole doesn't even really feel that much bigger. This is like their old version. This is the newer version. They've had this new version for years, but I don't feel like it's much easier to get my finger in there than the old version. But any dense brush can pick this up really easily. I often use my Refer 12 brush. This was PR, but this is a really good brush for this type of formula. It's like flat and domed. I also like this for Phytosurgeons eyeshadows. It works really well for that. In case any of you needed that tip. But I'm gonna use my fingers today. I don't know. I've heard someone describe these as cream shadows. I think they're just powders. I just think they're presented in such a way. Their other eye product, the gelées, are like gel eyeshadows or gel jelly-based products. Also, if you can hear, the child is seemingly jumping right above me right now. So if you hear all of the thumping, that's him. I drew too much attention to myself before I live streamed today because he saw me closing my door to get started. And then he immediately started knocking on it. And Tiff was like, Tom's gonna be busy. Can't bother them. Here it is on the eyes. It's not super, I feel like it looks super dark and intense in the pan, and it's a much moodier, hazier shade on the eye than it was even in the thick swatch that I did of it on my hand. So it still is dark, it still is smoky, but it's not, I don't think it's super intimidating, because I know that some people get very intimidated when they see something that dark. They're like, I wouldn't put that on my eyes. It's a little more natural, maybe more suitable for evening, if that's like a thing that you, those are rules that you abide by. But even then, I don't know. I think you could wear this during the day at work. I don't think it would be too scandalous. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit of Ash from Victoria Beckham in my waterline and tightline and put mascara on. Those are my next two steps. That's what I'm planning. And the mascara is the Surratt Noir Lash Tint. I do think Surratt has decided. I didn't know that until someone brought it up last week in the live chat. But then I went to look after we had talked about it. And yeah, like their landing page on their website is just like, it's like, we're not a store anymore. You can't buy our stuff here. If you have a pending order, you can email this. So I guess that's over. The cool eyeliners are kind of like cream eyeshadows. I had that a long time ago, and I didn't really love it as an eyeliner or eyeshadow. I tried to use it as an eyeshadow base, but my oily eyelids are really no match for anything unless it's like built for that. The good eyelids will break up, crease up, do anything to an eyeshadow. And then the last piece of the collection that is not on my face yet is this. It's the Enchanted Lip Sheer in the shade Liatris. I'm not sure I'm saying correctly, but this is what it looks like. It is kind of truly just like if the amethyst eyeshadow was a lipstick. That's what it looks like. It has, again, some of the like warmer sparkles in it, I think, to bring out the purple. It's very cool. I don't have anything like this as far as lipsticks go to compare it to, so I'm just going to put it on. So what I will say is I don't really love the lip sheers. They feel a little too matte on my lips and kind of uncomfortable, but I do like the way they look. I don't think they're as blurring as some of the other products that I think are similar to them. Like I think the Violette FR ones are more comfortable. Oh, I was going to compare them just so you could see. I think they make a lot of cool shades that you can't find in other brands, but it's not my favorite lip formula. It's like I've always wanted to like these more than I do. But I also pulled out the one from the Videscent collection. This one's called Medusae. And this one was a lot more sheer feeling to me, especially on my lips. It's the one that has some green in it. It's like not as dark as the purple one. And it felt even lighter on my lips when I would wear it on my lips. But this one is like, this one has much more color to it than any of the other Enchanted Lip Sheers I've tried, including the Medusae one. I'm gonna spray my face with this. I'm at the very bottom of it. I just bought the Trixie Cosmetics setting spray. I got it in PR the first time, but I did buy it. This actually reminds me a lot of the Trixie Cosmetics setting spray, so I'm just using it up in the meantime while I wait. It also comes in minis now. But I'm like now, I'm worried about Trixie Cosmetics. I hope nothing happens to them. I'm like now worried for every brand. I'm just like, please don't close. Please don't close. I would say I'm cool toned. I also agree that sometimes the lights can. I also feel like you're not, it's really hard to get a really clear indication of my skin tone in anything, especially when it's live. Like something about the live streaming, it really edits the colors because I'm always surprised because like on this screen, it looks normal because I have a couple screens up. On the live, I look kind of green, which is why I think people always think that I have an olive undertone, but I don't in real life because and I know that because I've gotten regular foundation shades to work for me, like just regular neutral shades can match me. But yeah, it's really hard to like, know, I get it. It's really hard to know what it looks like. That's why a lot of people try to reference their foundation shade. That might be something that you're aware of rather than just being like, look at my skin. This is the color of my skin, because it's so hard to get a completely picture perfect, accurate version of the color of your skin. Can you believe my hair right now? Can you believe my hair right now? I like can't believe my hair right now. Right now, I really love the way it's cut. It's giving classic HLP. It's given a little Kate Bush. And that's exactly the kind of vibe I'm trying to roll out here. I'm going to swatch the stuff from the Videscent collection together because they did restock that. And I think the last I checked, which was earlier this morning, all of the Videscent stuff was still in stock. Still in stock. So just to remind you of that last collection. So it's the collection that Andromeda did with Rituel de Fille a couple years ago. And it was all green. So this is olivine, the eyeshadow. I also have a video up on my channel if you want to go back and look at it applied in that video. And then Borealis is the highlighter from that collab. I depotted mine. So this is like a very neutral green shifting highlighter. It is really interesting because it looks like it would be really scary, but it on the cheek blended out, it's very wearable. And it's much more subtle than like the green iridescent highlighters of like 2017, 2018. And then I'll re-swatch Medusae so you can see what those look like. So there's the Videscent collection. Just quickly swatched. My hair is so rocker chic. Thank you so much. So here's what happened with my last haircut, which I got cut the day before my last live, but I hadn't lived in it for very long yet. But because my hair was longer, I was like, we can cut more layers into it. And I think I can handle a more shaggy look. And that's exactly what I got. But oftentimes when she blows it out, I can't replicate it at home. And luckily, this is the first time ever where she cut it and I've worn it like with my natural curls and texture. And it also still looked like, it still looked like fringe, not fringe. What's mullet? What's the word I'm looking for? The wolf cut. It still looks like that curly, which it wasn't before. That's really all I had to show you. I did start late. Did we want to chat about anything? Do we want to chat about anything else while we're here? For a couple more minutes, or do we just want to call the live? I'm happy to hang out for a couple more minutes because I feel bad, and I was discombobulated for like the first 20 minutes where I was like, what's going on? What's happening? I'm playing with a couple of smoke auric smoke reflex that came in the mail yesterday, but I'm so tempted by the new RDF. They look amazing on you. Thank you. The thing is, you know, the Videscent collection went away for a while. I think it came back in limited quantities once before. I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know anything behind the scenes, but there's a possibility that you could pick this up later if now is not a good time. I can't say that for sure, but it's a possibility. I'm so tempted by Ironweed, but I wish I could know how purple it would be on me as a golden olive. I've been hearing it's more purple IRL. Yeah, it looks purple to me in real life. That's what it looks like in the pan. To me, it looks like, I guess it can't be a primary purple, but it looks like if you were just like, that's what purple looks like, that's the purple that it is. And it is what's on my cheek right now, but I think with the reflection, it's kind of hard to see how purple it looks on my cheek. What do I think I'll play after Date Everything? So I'm playing Date Everything over on Twitch. That's the game I'm currently playing. I don't know yet. We'll have to figure that out, but I don't think we're even close to being done with Date Everything. I haven't even earned a spec point, and I've played for 6 hours now. I don't know what the game wants from me. I don't know what's going on in the game or how many times I have to talk to anything to get them to fall in love with me. But I haven't got anyone to friend me, fall in love with me or hate me, so I'm just neutral in that game, I guess. How am I feeling about new makeup releases? I don't even know what's going on with new makeup releases, so I don't have an opinion on it. Is there a particular type of video game you enjoy? Or is Date Everything the first foray? I just placed my order for the collection Purple Forever. The people who are into purple are so into purple. It's such a thing. So Date Everything is not my first time gaming. It's just my first time streaming. I don't take gaming quite seriously. So I think anything that is like, I couldn't play, what is that? Fire Emblem? That's not even what I'm thinking of. My brother played this game a few years ago. And people still play it on lives and stuff. And he put hours and hours and hours into this game, and he was like, I'm not even close to being done. And I was like, I don't play the games like that. I also like games that have a straightforward narrative. I don't like open world games because if you give me too many options, I'll get bored doing the side quests, and then I will forget to go back to the main quest, and then I will lose interest in it. But some of my favorite video games of all time, and they're all old, so forgive me. Jet Set Radio Future is like my favorite video game of all time. I love that game. Oh no, I like Mario Kart a lot, but I don't think that would be fun to stream. But I'm pretty good at Mario Kart. I don't think I'm the best at Mario Kart, but like amongst my friends, I am absolutely the best at Mario Kart. But I don't think I can hold a candle to someone who like plays keep playing Mario Kart professionally. Mirror's Edge was a game I really liked, but I only played and beat the first one because the second one was an open world and I got lost in the sauce and I was like, I don't know what we're doing anymore. And so I just need it to be, oh, I like Portal a lot. So I can do puzzle games. I think it also would be fun to play a horror game because I don't think I would handle that very well. So maybe that would be my next thing, like a gentle a gentle horror game with jump scares. So I don't know. I'm thinking about it, but I'm open to suggestions. I'll look into it. But I think also doing something like another sim could be fun because I can easily like read the chat and also do the game, which I is something I'm trying to be cognizant of as I continue to like stream video games. Oh, was that too long-winded? There was a lot about video games, but yeah, I do love video games. It's just I'm very particular. Like I didn't like I think I talked about this once, but Animal Crossing I did play during the lockdown of the pandemic, but then I was like, why am I doing video game chores when I won't even do my IRL chores? Why? And I didn't. And then once I said that out loud, I was like, this game isn't fun anymore. It's like the animated version of all the things I hate doing. So why am I playing a video game? Power Wash. I think some people play Power Wash on stream as like a chill vibe sort of thing. Anyway, we've gone on for gaming too long. I'm sure everyone is lost. I have edited stuff that is ready to post. So this week will just kind of be like a lot of catching up. So there will be content this week that is edited and not a live stream, which I did promise you, but it just took me a while to follow up on that promise. And I think that's it. I think that's it for me today. I'm hungry. I want to go eat lunch. Anyway, I hope you have a fabulous rest of your Sunday. And I will see you in the comments in a live stream. I'll see you somewhere. Anyway, take care of yourselves today. Bye.